private living, 10 o'clock, 26 minutes, 25 July 2023. We will have some explanatory note, kind of present the movement of the curves if we had the warrant enacted. We observe that the difference took the difference of different things. Without this, they are equally favored. The association go in a free zone, putting the difference at the very first moment combined by weakness and running through weakness as institutional weakness. Of course, that will have a big problem. In general, the institution has physiological arguments. All of those arguments will be failed or without enough integrity, and people will have questions about this, not only at your finances, macrofinances or microfinances or microeconomy, but all things, including the communication of physiological patterns. We will observe that the weakness pattern is as horrible as like they do not have the pattern as itself. In both cases, we'll call attention to this, which implies an outline, considering standardized patterns that you must, in general, observe. We are having clear that government, corporate area, and states are running through institutional failure with weakness on it. This board is relevant. We will move from this point. We will observe that go by the regular area being chased, stalked, harassed, sometimes suffering crimes perpetrated by criminals inside the regular area by an entry or staying there forever. In your company will be a chair beside you, an investor taking the future of your organization for criminal purpose. Will switch the pattern of things and instead fight crime. For instance, you do like Brazil, having the peers, having the sponsoring of criminal activity through departments and others, disrespecting and violating basic rights, guarantees, international agreements with accreditation of the international community, with peers on G20 in silence through this. Now, we will have the movement we had today. It's quite simple, it's like this. We will observe, and we had this today, that I have my productive system, my human resources, and my mobile as communication. They lost integrity, as you can have here, the interaction and the integration of failure set hierarchical level. It's our organization. Here you can have patterns, architecture, designs, a lot of things. In general, and the most relevant thing now, and having the movement of the curves, we understand that the curve as liquidity money and investment saving curve will have a parallel driver. Let's talk like this. I will have as my regular area, which is this chart here. We are gonna work only these two charts. Here you are having the curves clean. Here we had the liquidity money curve as criminal purpose and the investment saving curve as criminal purpose. Generally, we notice this as piracy practices, and which goes at the e-commerce, and we had this conversation in the very beginning of the day. But To prevent the cognitive bias, this curve here as thing inside the quadrant, it's not the same thing here, because this situation here is happening inside this curve, very near at the point of identity. This is the most relevant thing and will, justify the warranty, because after we have this, we will understand that I set kind of the collinearity at this point here, which is in general the criminal activity will be here, they are here. Then you check that if I don't have the need to move the curves totally, entirely, I just will move this curve. But if this area here is ruled by criminal purpose, which is this expression here, a segment of those curves, every time I advance my liquidity money curve and investment saving curve as criminal activity, the point of regular thing has a regression. So my curves will be, in a different situation. And with the hierarchical level, they changing the angle too. In a very specific moment, we will have our investment saving curve and our liquidity money curve null, because we will be totally according with the movement of this segment, which indeed is kind of the index. We had this before. And this curve here will be advancing until be something inelastic, I would say, like investment saving curve, which is the drug dependence, a situation that mostly all of you or many of you at top chairs have drug dependence, especially on heroin and cocaine. Any absurd down here. So this is the thing. When you enact the warranty, indeed you will have this area here and we will interrupt the capacity of this segment move your curves. In other words, set economic crisis. That is a consequence of the movement of these two both curves, which is the global economy, by the segment. If you do not enact the warranty, you affect the stability, not only in the United States, according with the preamble. The warranty is clear, 38 trillion Cgqm. You know where they are. You know what they do, e-commerce, piracy, and they need always as destiny the records, fake records. You know where the money is on bank, and we know which chairs must have the decisions, considering the warranty. So, problem solved. Take a look on Risk Report 2023, tracejuly.blogspot.com. Has a police suggested there and preventing the domain and influence and image to elect the officers and having the election accreditation as corrupted officers. You elected, you will be in trouble. But people can put the officers to be elected as corrupt to put you in trouble, as for instance a minister of the Supreme Court having the domain of a lot of criminal practices considering the piracy. Or if you are an officer with integrity and got corrupted after with no activity schedule, that if you are corrupt, you probably will have problems in the same way. Have a great night.